So I have tried this tactic several times, each of which have failed. We're going to try one last time, and if it doesn't work, it's out the door. Let's see what it is. Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. I am Seffian and today we are going to talk about, I have to look at this tactic. It is called the tactique à 5 défenseurs. That is probably the only time I am going to say it in this video because my French is awful. So anyway, it is the tactic of 5 defense or thereabouts. Starting with the tactic itself, you kind of saw what happened with it, but we'll talk about that later. Starting with the goalkeeper in defend, a center back on the left in defend, a ball-playing defender in defend in the central spot, and a wide center back on defend on the right. We have 2 wingbacks in support. We have a deep line playmaker in support, a central midfielder in support, a shadow striker in attack, and then 2 advanced forwards in attack. It is a gegenpress personalized with positive mentality, in possession, fairly wide attacking with approach plays pass into space, overlap on the left and right, play out of defense. Passing direction is slightly shorter, tempo is slightly higher, and mixed crosses. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute to fullbacks and center backs, and roll it out. And then out of possession, we have a high press line of engagement, higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, drop off more, and I'm going to assume opposition instructions are absolutely nil. Now, as we get into the table itself, right back to it, you can see Man United, third place Champions League spot with 24, 7, and 7 with 79 points, just a point above Man City. So Liverpool and Arsenal tied for first in this, funny enough. Brentford, however, 13th place with 12, 6, and 20, 42 points. So 6 points above relegation. Unfortunately, Nottingham Forest cannot escape relegation, find their way in 19th, second to dead last, 8, 11, and 19, 35 points, just 3 points better than relegated Leicester. That is an interesting one to see. Bournemouth and Leicester both going down. Starting with Nottingham Forest's schedule, as you can see, it's spotty start as you would expect. 2-1 win over Fulham, 3-1 over Bournemouth, a draw against Brighton, and then a 3-1 EFL Cup second round over Burnley. Then you have a small sea of red. Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, and West Ham all defeats. Starting out with 4-0 against Brentford, a fantastic win there. 1-0 against Crystal Palace. And then it's just hard to see them come by another win after that. You have one in the EFL Cup third round against Fulham. Another one in the Premier League at home, 4-1 against Newcastle. Why did they have a friendly against PSG? I don't know that. But a EFL Cup fourth round against Chelsea is a fantastic win. But then nothing until the April 29th against Wolves, a 1-0 win away from home. Following up another fantastic win against Chelsea, Leicester a win, and then Liverpool just finishing out the season 0-3 loss. The second half of the season just blew. Absolutely blew. And this, I will say, we do have transfers on. You guys wanted to see transfers, so we put them in. And I don't know, maybe they just got rid of some weight that they shouldn't have. Maybe they got some people in that they shouldn't have. We'll take a look at some of the transfers in a minute. But Brentford's schedule, as you can see, starting off a heck of a lot more spotty. A 1-1 draw against Wolves, a loss against Arsenal, a smashing of Newcastle, however, but then losing out in the EFL Cup second round to Plymouth. But then wins are hard to come by. You've got 2 in a row here, but just sandwiched within a whole slew of losses. Second half of the season starts not great. A 2-2 draw against Man City is not bad, but then a loss against Aston Villa, against Tottenham, a FA Cup third round win against West Brom, a win at home against Nottingham Forest, a smashing of Sunderland. There's some seriously weird storylines here sometimes. But a win against Man United, 1-0 at Old Trafford, interestingly enough. Aston Villa win, Leeds United win, and then West Ham all the way down is undefeated, at least. You got that. A loss against Man City away from home at the Etihad, 3-5. Not a great one there, but still finishing out 5 in a row of undefeated definitely is, helped you grow in the table. And as we finish off with Man United, Manchester United doing a heck of a lot better. I hate this when it does that. For some reason, with the moment you go on the screen, there's no dates there whatsoever. The August 2002 or 2022, September 22, they're not there. When you move it up and down, they finally show up. But only one loss in the first month, 1-2 loss against Tottenham. There's that 2-3 loss against Brentford. But man, what a run they are on. 0-2 against Bournemouth, 0-3 in the Europa League Group H against FK Partizan. Premier League against Arsenal, 0-4. There's that Brentford 1-0 at Old Trafford. So FA Cup quarterfinals, 0-2 against Liverpool at Anfield. So they are out of the FA Cup. Europa League quarters, 5-0 against Marseille, and then losing away 0-2. Then in the semis, Benfica, a 2-2 draw away from home, and then a 0-1 loss at home. So that sees them out of the Europa League, and it sees them pretty much no trophies this season. Let's take a look. You can see finishing in third in the Premier League, knocked out in the semis in the Europa League, knocked out in the quarterfinals in the FA Cup. But as you can see, they do get a trophy. I was completely wrong. In the Carabao Cup, winners against Liverpool 0-1. So they lose out to one on Liverpool, they win another one. So at least they have a trophy season. It is no longer a trophy-less season. So all in all, I mean, it's something. They're building. Transfers, though, let's get to that. Transfer history, as you can see, they brought in Gonzalo Ignacio, a fantastic center back last year in FM22. I have not seen him all that much this year. Then Isaku Abdul Fatwa, 1.5 from both of them from Sporting. Interesting. And then a bunch of loanees. Anyone sold, you got 125K for VTech, but that is it. And they've already dropped Marcus Lawrence this season. So not too bad. I've noticed in some of the things, the transfers are the same, which is another reason why I'm kind of hesitant to do transfers. But here for Brentford, Nathan Phillips is the only pickup from Liverpool on loan, who it looks like Liverpool are trying to sell right now so that they can actually pick up a midfielder this winter break. They left in March on loan. But no one going out of Brentford. And then as we finish with Nottingham Forest, transfer-wise, transfer history, you can see only picking up Gustavo Scarpa on a free from Palmeiras, and then Cami Logan from Hearts. I think Scarpa is one that they always bring in. But on the way out, Cafu to Cardiff on loan, the no sold, so pretty much no one out. So as we have the Premier League stats, you can see Man City up there with 89 goals, Manchester United with 78, Brentford with 57, and Nottingham Forest tied for 7th with 56. Fewest shots against, nobody. Most possession, Most dribbles made, nope. Fewest conceded, though. Manchester United, 48 conceded in 38 matches. But shutouts tied for 5th, 15 shutouts overall. It's funny because David De Gea actually has the best passing completion in the team. So in Manchester United. But most tackles won. Brentford with 818. Best pass completion, nobody. Manchester United with the most shots for in 4th with 575. And then most points per game in 3rd, as you would expect, 2.08. And then as we go to the player overviews, you'd see most goals, Cristiano Ronaldo with 26 in the league. Ivan Toney with 24. Most assists, nobody in this list whatsoever. Harvey Elliott with 14. Interesting. Most player of the match awards, Cristiano Ronaldo with 8. Ivan Toney with 8. And then Marcus Rashford with 6. Most key passes, Christian Eriksen with 102, 4th in the list. Heung-Min Son with 109, though. So they're very close to the top. Most shots, Haaland, of course. Ivan Toney with 116, Cristiano Ronaldo with 112. And then most goals we've already seen. So we're going to start with, who is it? Nottingham Forest right now. Brendan Johnson with 16 goals in all competitions. Highest average rating, 708 for Jesse Lingard. Most assists, 7 with Neco Williams and Renan Lodi. And then most player of the match awards, 5 for Jesse Lingard. As we move up to Brentford, go to their home, Ivan Toney with 29 goals. Highest average rating, again with Toney, 732. Most assists, Ivan Toney is just getting the trifecta, 9 assists. And then most player of the match awards, of course, is Ivan Toney with a quadruple, 9 player of the match awards. And as we finish with Manchester United, you can see going to their home, Cristiano Ronaldo, 38 goals in total, all competitions. Highest average rating, 785 for Ronaldo. Bruno Fernandes with the most assists with 13, and most player of the match awards, of course, it's Ronaldo with 14. Overall, for Manchester United, this tactic did really well. However, you would expect them to be up there. Ronaldo is still a beast, even though he did not do very well at all for Manchester United, and has moved on. But in this tactic, you expect Manchester United to be up there, at least in the top 6, if not the top 4 or thereabouts. Brentford at 13, Nottingham Forest at 19th is not very well. Definitely has not helped them at all. These two teams don't seem to do very well whatsoever, no matter what tactic you give them. And it kind of shows you that plug and play tactics are kind of dead if you have your own little touch to them. And as you're going through each match and doing your own tweaks, then yeah, you'll do better. Obviously, there's no, like I said, no plug and play tactics anymore. The true test is going to be you taking your team, using a tactic like this, and figuring out how it works and what your strengths and weaknesses are with the squad you have to the tactic. But since we're not doing it like that way, and we're doing a whole bunch of tactics in a row, this is what we have, and it just didn't work. Apparently, even having 5 defense players just doesn't cut it. Brentford and Nottingham Forest just went pfft. But anyway, that is it for me, 7FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you so much for watching. Take care and enjoy.